Hey everyone, Ari Fuld. I am on the border of Gaza right now, a little further away. I'm on a hill that's known as the Givat Shel Kobi. And from here, you can see the entire Gaza Strip. We are seeing kochot, we are seeing IDF forces that are actually traveling the border. I'm going to turn the camera around in 1 second. If anything happens here, so we'll be able to get a very, very good view of anything that's coming out or going into Gaza. I'm seeing on the front, in front of me, I am seeing smoke, and I'll turn it around in a second so you can see it. All the smoke that you see is the IDF personnel. 1 second. Wipe the camera down in 1 second. There we go. You see the smoke, the dust coming up there. Those are IDF vehicles that are traveling, and they're going towards the border right now. I'm going to turn around. You're not going to see my face, but behind me, you're looking at the Gaza Strip back there. If there's any place where we can see anything coming out of the Gaza Strip or going in, helicopters, planes, or whatnot, this is the area. I'm going to stick around here for a while to try to get you some live pictures from here. It's actually a fantastic view. If our neighbors would learn how to behave, not decide to live to kill, this would actually be a beautiful place to picnic up here. Now, I don't know if you remember in 2014, there was a video that they put out of people sitting up here and cheering. So they weren't cheering at people getting killed, God forbid. They're actually cheering at the Iron Dome, which every time they saw a missile coming from Gaza, the Iron Dome took it out. And then people from this area right here were cheering the Iron Dome. So I'm looking over right now the Gaza Strip. It's back there. I'm going to turn the camera around and just let me know if you can hear me. I need to know if you can hear me from this area, because the microphone is working backwards now. So if you can hear me, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up. And this is really a waiting game a little bit. The Islamic Jihad has fired tens of missiles today at civilians in Israel, at the cities. We earlier on saw it was fired at a kindergarten, at school. Unfortunately, I got confirmed reports, that there have been 3 IDF soldiers who have been injured. They're not in critical condition, but they're not in light condition either, which I don't want to give the details out, but they're not in. There's no life-threatening situation for them, but they were injured pretty badly from shrapnel from the mortars. And again, 3 soldiers have been injured from those shrapnel around 2.5 hours ago. They're brought to the hospitals and they're being taken care of right now. Normally when shrapnel goes in, it's surgery. And again, these soldiers are not in life and death situation right now. You could see again the dust that's kicking up in the area. Most of the time that's IDF troops who are traveling towards the border. And like I said, this is a waiting game. I'm guessing that a lot is going to happen this evening. The IDF is, although I'm sure they're going to wait till nighttime to hit the places that they want to hit, which will probably be also Hamas installations as well as the Islamic Jihad installations. For those of you tuning in, this is Ari Fuld on the Gaza border. I'm looking over this hill called Givat Kobi, and you can basically see everything that's going on there. The sun, as you can see, is right behind me. We're a little bit late in the day. It's around 6 o'clock here now. So if you're in the United States of America, it's 11 a.m. Can you hear me? Give me some thumbs up. I know you can hear me because someone said there's no volume. So please let me know if you hear my voice. I need to see the thumbs up so I know that everyone's getting me here. Okay, good. 1 heart. The alarms we hear nothing here right now. There is an explosion now going on. Look in the distance. You are now looking into Gaza. There's an explosion. You can see the smoke coming up right there. I'm sorry that I don't have a zoom. For those of you watching, the smoke is coming out right behind me over there. And again, you can see that is from the other side. The smoke is coming very thick now. That is an IDF retaliation in Gaza. They're getting it back by the IDF. And again, I have a feeling this is only the beginning, because the amount of missiles that were fired into Israel today, the amount of rockets and the amount of mortar fire was beyond anything acceptable. Even one is beyond. But today it was tens of missiles that were fired into Israel, and you can see behind me right there, we have the smoke that's coming up very, very thick from the Gaza Strip, and that is for sure IDF retaliation into the Gaza Strip. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see it. Again, what you're seeing now is smoke, and it's getting blacker. It's not finishing up. Smoke coming out of the Gaza. That was an IDF retaliation, one of them at least, for the tens of rockets and mortars that were fired into Israel today. For those of you watching internationally, please do share this out. The international press, I don't know how much they covered in terms of the mortars hitting Israel. I don't know how much they covered in terms of the kindergarten getting hit, and how much they covered in terms of the schools getting hit, how much they covered about the cities in Sderot getting hit. I don't know if they covered anything about it, but you can be sure that now you're going to probably hear it on all the media channels when Israel retaliates. And this is the way it works around here, unfortunately. The world is simply not interested in truth. Israel, the Jewish state, will no longer be like sheep to the slaughterhouse. When you attack, you will get it back. And I'm an Owen, but calling on the government of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, our prime minister, they have gone beyond any red lines that anybody might have drawn. And if you ignore this opportunity to go and fight those who want the destruction of Israel, and according to Hamas, all of the annihilation of the Jewish people, then you're giving up this opportunity. And don't make believe that if there's quiet for a couple of months, that everything will be fine. There's not quiet for a couple of months. Their kavanot, their intentions do not change. Hamas intentions don't change. The Jihad Islamic doesn't change. They want the destruction of Israel and the annihilation of the Jewish people. That is what they want. To say anything different, you're fooling yourself. So if you allow this ordeal now to stop, and you don't do anything about it, and we don't go in and bomb the heck out of Hamas and Islamic Jihad, you've missed the opportunity. And the next attack that happens on Israel, God forbid, again, it's expected. This will blow up eventually. The question is when. Will it blow up now? Will Israel go and announce enough? Or, God forbid, we're going to wait for people, unfortunately, on this side of the border to have fatalities, and then Israel's going to go in with all the power. We should not wait till Israelis die. We should not wait till Jews die. We should be going in now. This is a declaration of war, and there's no reason why we should take this lying down. I'm going to turn the camera around and see the smoke. Again, for those of you tuning in right now, what you're watching is Gaza. Behind me, you can see the smoke rising. I don't know if you can see it with me in the camera here, but the smoke is rising. The IDF has another retaliation into the Gaza Strip. And again, this is important for everyone to say, and I'm asking everyone to share this out. This is not an attack. This is not an offensive. This is a reaction. This is a reaction. Okay, and people say, well, how effective are the weapons in Gaza? I don't care. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. So, someone comes into your house with a knife to slaughter your family. What, you're not going to use a gun to kill them? Of course you're going to use a gun to kill them. I don't have to use the same weapons they're using. It's the most insane, asinine thing to say, because they're using these rockets, these mortars to Israel. We shouldn't use all our power to destroy them. That is the most asinine statement I've ever heard. We don't have to match their power. We have to stop the attacks. We have to stop the threat on Israel, stop the threats on the Jewish people. So if you're going to fire rockets at us, we are no longer the people who are going to like sheep to the slaughterhouse. Don't expect me to be equal weaponry with you. That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, it's not a matter of what weapons you have. It's a matter of what you're doing and what you want. And Hamas, the Islamic Jihad on the other side, want one thing and one thing only, that is destruction of the state of Israel. So I don't care what caliber your rockets are or what caliber your mortars are. When you attack Israel, the Jewish state, you should get it back tenfold, 100-fold. And so that's what you're seeing right now. And of course, the world's going to say that Israel's using, extra force and ridiculous statements. The reason this happens is because the world has been used to so long of Jews picking up their arms and getting killed. And now that we're fighting back, the world simply doesn't like when that happens. So we are responding here. Responding. We are not attacking. We are not initiating. We are responding to tens of mortar rockets that were shot at Israel today, hitting everything from schools to kindergartens. And when the world, and I forget about the people, when people like CNN or BBC or Sky or NBC, any of those people talk about Israel using force on Gaza, they are not being ignorant, they're being immoral and dishonest. That's what they're being. Because everybody knows what's going on the other side of this border. Everybody knows what Hamas and Hezbollah is. Everybody knows what the Islamic Jihad is. And if you could point the finger at Israel for reacting to mortar fire, whose goal was destroy and murder Jews, I hate the word anti-Semite, but you're an anti-Semite. How could you tell the Jews not to fight back over this? You tell me. I'm going to turn the camera around. Smoke is still rising. It's getting a little bit blacker. And again, we're looking at an IDF reaction to Hamas. For those of you just tuning in now, you are looking from smoke from the Gaza Strip. This is an IDF retaliation to the mortar fires today, and we're seeing the smoke rising from Gaza. All right, for those of you tuning in and wondering what we're looking at, we are on a hill here on the Gaza border, right over city of Sderot, and we're looking into the Gaza area, and there's black smoke rising in the background over there. What we're looking at right now is an IDF retaliation on the Gaza Strip. Again, we're talking about tens of mortars and rockets that were shot in Israel today. I want to know from those of you who are listening, please put your flag down. Let me know where you're listening from. And you tell me if your media outlets, whether you're in England, South Africa, Australia, United States of America, did they cover the attacks on Israel today? Did they cover the kindergarten that was hit by mortar fire? Did they cover the shrapnel that I showed you before on a kindergarten in one of the kibbutzim here? Okay? If yes, please let me know. But if not, of course you didn't hear about it, but now that Israel's retaliating, you could be sure that they're going to be putting on all the channels. You're watching. Okay, right now I'm getting reports that there was a rocket that fell in Motzet Eshkol. One of the rockets just fell in Motzet Eshkol. I just got a notice right now that in Motzet Eshkol, which is around this area, one of the rockets fell. I do not have any reports of injury or damage yet. I hope there will be none, but if there are, I will give them to you immediately. For those of you tuning in, amazing that you're here. And again, I'm giving this out because no media channel internationally is giving you the facts. Okay? They're just telling you when Israel retaliates. So I want to give you the whole story right now. 6:59 this morning, the barrage of mortar fire started. Between 6:59 and 7:30 in the morning, over 56 mortars were shot into Israel. One of the mortars hit the playground of a kindergarten, one of the kibbutzim here. I actually have shrapnel from that place. You saw the walls of the kindergarten that were blasted with holes from the shrapnel. Schools were hit. 3 soldiers were injured in Benoni is medium injury. And after that, there have been 3 or 4 more barrages of mortars that were shot into Israel all day long now. The IDF has attacked several times, hitting specific areas in Gaza. I am standing up on over the city of Sderot, looking into the Gaza Strip. And we are seeing smoke arising from the Gaza Strip, which apparently is one of the IDF retaliation. I'm going to turn the phone around. I'm asking everyone, please, share this out. The world is not giving you the facts. Okay, you heard the the red alert that I was live in Sderot today, and one of the red alerts, you saw me run into the bunkers. This is how people are living here. We do not initiate this war. We are reacting. I don't care who's stronger. Just because you're weaker, it doesn't make you a victim. It makes you stupid for starting with Israel. That's the bottom line. Okay? For some odd reason, the Arabs start war after war, and because they lose, they think they turn into victims. That's not the way it works. If you start wars and you lose, you are not the victim. You are simply the loser. Absolutely horrendous that the world accepts that. I'm going to turn the camera around. The first smoke is dying down right now. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen from here. If, God forbid, there is more missile fire that's coming out from Gaza, right there what I'm pointing at is the Gaza Strip. And all day long they've been firing mortars here. The IDF is now retaliating in the background. I'm going to turn the camera around to see if you can see the smoke in the background. Sorry for the moving of the phone, people. What you're looking at right now is smoke rising from the Gaza Strip of an IDF retaliation over the mortar fire today in Israel. Okay, I don't know if you can see it so well. Stay safe. Thank you. Please let me know, everyone, where you're tuning in from. Welcome to this live broadcast. I am on top of the city of Sderot. If there's one city that's been bombarded by the Gaza missiles for a very long time now, it's the city of Sderot. And I'm standing right on top of the city. You can see behind me a beautiful city over here. And we've had tens and tens of missiles being fired from the Gaza Strip over into the city, into the area today. Like I said before, from 6:59 a.m. to 7:30, over 56 missiles have been shot, and then tens of more for the rest of the day. The IDF has now started its retaliation in Gaza. You're looking at the smoke, and the reason that I'm here, and you can see also in the background with all the dust picking up, that's the IDF forces that are probably traveling, well, some of it's wind also, but traveling towards the Gaza fence. I just want to give the facts over today because the facts are more important than anything else, because the world is simply not reporting the way this is going on. Okay? 6:59 this morning, mortar fire towards Israel till 7:30. Over 56 mortars were fired at southern Israel, hitting schools, hitting kindergartens. A lot of them were shot down by the Iron Dome. Some of them landed in open areas and fields. This morning, thank God, there were no injuries. After that happened, we had a return of 4 to 5 different, we call them matachim, meaning they were firing multiple missiles and multiple rockets and multiple mortars at Israel. Unfortunately, there were 3 soldiers who were injured with shrapnel in the stomach area. Israel has pinpointed retaliation throughout the day. Now we're seeing smoke that's coming up from the Gaza side. And the IDF is right now retaliating in Gaza. I'm sure this is going to go on through the night. The IDF is not going to take any chances in terms of retaliating during the day. They're going to wait till nighttime, darkness comes, and then they're going to take out Hamas and Islamic Jihad installations. I want to repeat something that's very important. Wherever you're coming from, Ricky, the soldiers' names are still not publicized, so I can't give you the soldiers' names. I just want to go over the facts here because this is important. Okay, the world simply does not report when Israel gets attacked. They only report when Israel retaliates. So the whole day we were under fire here. The whole entire day. One of the earliest videos you saw me under a red alert, a live red alert alarm that I was here for, and the world says nothing about it. I showed you a car that the Iron Dome took out, and the missile fell down on the car, completely smashed the roof and hit the back window. The world said nothing. A kindergarten school was hit by shrapnel, by Hamas rockets, and the world said nothing. Well, Israel, again, pinpointed, retaliated throughout the day. We're still seeing some smoke that's dying down there. I'm going to step here for a little bit more time to see if the IDF has another retaliation, or if, God forbid, they fire from Gaza into Israel. But you'll see now that the channels of the world will be filled with reports. Israel retaliating. We're using extra force. This is the way the world treats Israel. And again, I am not ashamed to say this out loud. And I said it before. If someone's coming into your home, or firing something, or bring a knife into your home to slaughter your family, you don't have to use the same force as them. You don't have to take out a knife. You fight them with everything you got, and you finish off the threat as fast as you can with whatever weapon you have at home. So the fact that they're firing mortars at Israel does not mean that we can't take F-16s and blow them to you know where. There's no reason for that. And anybody in the world who demands that Israel use the same force as they're using, you are being ridiculous. And you're all a bunch of hypocrites. Because not a country in the world who would take this kind of abuse and terrorism and not go to full-fledged war. You tell me what country in the world would have it was 56 this morning, it probably doubled that, 100 mortars shot at your cities. What country in the world would have 100 mortars shot at your cities and you would not go to war over this? I'd like to hear which country in the world would do that. Who? So Israel's pinpointing attacks, and again, we're waiting. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see the Gaza. If you have any questions, of course, I'll take the questions from you. You're watching on top of the city of Sderot is behind me, and I'm facing the Gaza Strip back there. Eliezer, how are you? And again, am I nervous and scared? We're not being stupid. We're not taking extra risks. It is important for me, more than anything else, to get this information out to you because you're not getting it anywhere else, and that is what I'm doing here. I'm going to turn the camera around, and we have a Muslim here, and he says I have a script. No, I don't have a script. This is what's going on, and we are going to say goodbye to you right now because, again, you're irrelevant. All right, let me turn this around. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer them live. You're looking at the Gaza border right there. Again, there's still light smoke rising from the border. If anything else happens, of course, you'll see it or I'll report. If you have any questions, please let me know. All right, for those of you joining me right now, I see people are asking what's going on. I'm joining Ari Fuld here. I'm on the top of the city of Sderot in southern Israel. We are looking at the Gaza border. Around 20 minutes ago, there was a bombing in Gaza. The IDF was retaliating. There was heavy black smoke coming up from there as a retaliation of the entire day. That's not the jet. You wouldn't hear the jet. That's probably a drone maybe. But the entire day, Israel's been bombarded with tens and tens of mortar rockets that have been fired from Gaza, aimed at Israeli citizens, Israeli cities and kibbutzim and schools and kindergartens. And Israel has now started its retaliation. Those of you watching, this is what's going on. And I just want to repeat again why I'm here. Okay, I live around an hour and a half away from here. This morning, I heard about the kindergarten getting hit. And you know what? I think when people hear about, Sderot getting hit or in Shlosha or the different places you're getting hit, they just hear about a place. They don't know that people actually live there. So I said, I'm coming down and I'm coming to support the people here. Tell them they have full support, people around the world. I brought them cakes, which, by the way, chiffon, English cake, and Gary's coffee house. They all donated all the cakes for free. And I brought it down. I gave it out to soldiers. I gave it to police. I gave it to civilians. I dropped a whole tray of cupcakes off at the kindergarten. And I told the teachers, please tell the kids that, I'm Israel, that everyone's behind you, and that they're giborim, they're strong, and they're heroes. And I came down here also to support the people here. Also, to show that terrorism will not win. Okay, the goal of terrorism is to instill fear. They will not win. Okay, Am Yisrael is here, the nation of Israel, Am Yisrael Chai. They will not win. That's the second reason. The third reason I came down here is because all of you watching are simply not getting the facts from the general media around the world. And the fact of the matter is that today, since 6:59 this morning, tens of missiles were fired at Israel. Most of them were shot down by the Iron Dome. Some of them landed in open areas, and some of them hit their areas, including a kindergarten in one of the kibbutzim, a school where soldiers were staying. 3 soldiers were injured moderately. They're not in a life-death situation. They were hit, and they are injured, and they are under surgery right now. We're wishing them a speedy recovery. And the IDF is now under a retaliation attack in Gaza. And again, I want to make it very clear to everyone. Okay, this is a retaliation, a reaction. Israel simply does not initiate. And again, you could argue whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that is the fact. Israel doesn't initiate, we react. So when someone fires from that side, mortar fire into Israel, and then we react to them and blow the heck out of the terrorists, they do not become the victims, they become the losers. And this is very important to understand. Okay, the Arabs have started war after war, and Israel's won war after war. That doesn't turn the Arabs into victims because they started a war and failed. Okay, they talk about the Nakba in 1948, the tragedy, and no, you're not a victim. Okay, you started the war. In 48, you started the war. In 56 and 67, Nasser from Egypt called to push the Jews into the sea. You start the wars, we finish them. That doesn't turn you into victims. The same thing's going on right now. All day long, we've had mortar fire time and time again from the Gaza into Israel, and Israel's finally retaliating and doing what has to be done. And you will hear them now. You will hear Hamas, you will hear the Islamic Jihad, you will hear the left-wingers, you will hear even left-wingers Israelis and Jews, everyone around the world, and of course left-wing activists that are not Jews, screaming that Israel is using too much force, because they simply, I have no other better way to explain it. If you don't think the Jews have a right to use all and every means possible to blow and eradicate the threat who want to destroy Israel, you are simply anti-Semitic. Bottom line. I'm going to turn the camera around and let you take a look at Gaza if anything else happens here. I'm going to wait around another 10 minutes and then I'm going to finish off. If you have any questions, please ask them and I'll be happy to answer you. All right, I'm just going to wipe the lens down on the other side. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm turning it around right now. You're looking at the Gaza Strip now. I don't know if you can hear it. The buzzing noise, the buzz, but that's a drone that's in the sky, an IDF drone. That's possibly the last sound that a Hamastic terrorist or a Islamic Jihad terrorist hears before he is sent to the next world. those of you just tuning in, you're looking at the Gaza Strip right now. Around a half an hour ago, the IDF bombed part of the Gaza Strip as a retaliation for the mortar fire today. I'm standing over the city of Sderot, and we're looking out towards the Gaza Strip. And for those of you who say, keep safe and be safe, I am being safe, but you have to understand, the goal of terrorism is not only to kill. That's their tool. The goal of terrorism is to instill fear. I and you and everybody else should never let the terrorists win. I am out here, proud, as a proud Jew in the state of Israel. And I proudly say, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael is here to stay and we're alive. And we will not be intimidated, scared, and certainly we will not be beaten. At the end of the day, we will prevail. All right, for those of you watching right now, we have a view of the Gaza Strip over there. And I'm asking everyone who's watching this, please, I'm Jewish. Whatever your beliefs are, that's fine. I'm not going to criticize your beliefs. Please respect mine, all right? I appreciate that. For those of you tuning in right now, what you're looking at, we're looking right now, Melissa, again, please, with all due respect, I really am asking you. We're looking over the Gaza Strip right now. Around 40 minutes ago or so, the IDF did strike in the Gaza Strip. We saw strong black smoke coming up there. Let me go around to the other side to show you Sderot. Behind me is the city of Sderot. If there's one city in Israel that's been bombarded time and time again since 2005, it's this city of Sderot. Okay, just the amount of missiles that came in, over 20,000 missiles were shot into this area since 2005. In 2014, Israel obviously went into Gaza. We all know the Gaza war. Soldiers were killed there. The tunnels were discovered in Gaza. And then for some odd reason, Israel allowed Hamas to call a ceasefire. I don't understand the logic of Israeli leadership. I truly don't. I understand there are other things involved here. But when you have an organization, terrorist organization, whose charter calls for annihilate the Jewish people, I'm not sure how you have a ceasefire or what that serves. The only thing a ceasefire with people want to destroy you serves is that they can reamp and revamp their missiles. It simply does not make any sense. Israel's been making this mistake time and time again. And of course, I love this country dearly, and everything this country does and stands for, I love it dearly, but it's got to stop. It's got to. We have to change the channel here. We cannot continue to relate to our enemies, again, not because they're our enemies, because they're fighting us, our enemies who have a desire to destroy us. We have to stop relating to them as some kind of potential peace partner. It is immoral, it's unethical, it's dangerous, it's suicidal. It's got to stop. And so it's got to come from the Knesset. At the end of the day, the ceasefire with Hamas was absolutely a ridiculous thing, because again, it's not only about missiles being shot, it's about an ideology that believes in destroying Israel and murdering the Jewish people. Again, after you're done watching this, I strongly invite everybody to download the Hamas Charter in English. It's a page out of Mein Kampf. So I ask you, does it make sense to have a ceasefire with Nazis? it makes no sense. So Israel 2014, we were basically demolishing them, and then we pulled out, had a ceasefire. I do not know why. And over the last 24 hours, we've seen a barrage of missiles and mortar fires coming over. And right now, the IDF is starting to retaliate. The sun is going down. It's around 7 o'clock now. The sun will be down in another 45 minutes. I do see a balloon in the air over there, and we do hear the drone. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear the drone? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear the drone. That light buzzing noise is the Israeli drone that's flying over. Take pictures of the area, look at the area, find the terrorists who are involved. And it's just a matter of time right now when we see another cycle right here. Either of missiles being fired in from Gaza. Again, you could hear the troops moving in the background, the heavy machinery moving in the background. And we're just waiting to see what's going to happen here. I want to repeat for everyone signing in right now, and I'm sorry for repeating it for the third time, but if there's one reason I'm here for, right behind me is the city of Sderot. Israel has been under attack. One second. Israel has been under attack today. Full-fledged attack. Okay? We're talking about tens of missiles. We're talking over 60 to 70 missiles today shot at Israel. Rockets and mortars shot at Israel. A full-fledged attack by Hamas. Not Hamas, it's the Islamic Jihad. And the reason that's happening is because the Islamic Jihad, 2 of their terrorists were killed by Israel several days ago. And so they think it's smart or wise, because we killed 2 terrorists, to bomb civilians. Now, the world didn't even discuss this equation. They didn't say, well, Israel killed 2 terrorists and therefore they're bombing civilians, and it's absolutely a crime for what they're doing. The world doesn't discuss it at all. The only time the world discusses these things is when Israel retaliates. And so today we've had tens of rockets fired at Israel. Israel, the IDF and the IAF and tanks have retaliated throughout the day. Just again around 40 minutes ago, we saw big black smoke coming up from the Gaza side. How many dead have you? We're not interested in killing people. Terrorists we're interested in killing. More terrorists dead, the better it is for the rest of the world. But thank God, on the Israeli side, only 3 soldiers have been injured. More than moderately have been injured. They are under surgery, and thank God they're not in life-threatening situation. But this is another thing that bugs me. When people say, well, how many of you have been killed and how many of them have been killed? That is not the measurement, okay? People who say, well, how many Israelis have been killed, how many Arabs? They're basically saying, not enough Jews were dead. What does that mean? I don't have to wait for people to die. If someone is attacking me, and someone has an ideology to destroy me and to murder Jews, I don't have to wait till the Jews are dead. Okay? Again, it's the same thing. Someone comes to your house to kill your family, or 10 people come to your house to kill your family. You kill all 10 of them, and none of your families are killed. What you gonna? The police say, well, how many were killed in your family? How many killed were them? It's a ridiculous anti-Semitic statement. I'm sorry to use it. What do you need? Dead people? You need dead Jews? That's what you're looking for? No, we're not going to wait to die. If you fire mortars at us and you call to murder the Jews, we're going to react, and we're trying to keep the Jews safe. So no, we don't measure by how many Jews or Israelis were killed. That is a ridiculous, immoral statement. And the truth of the matter is, so we have here Susan Lamberty. Jewish people don't enjoy. One second. Let me get it. What it says here. Jewish people do not enjoy killing, and that's why for 2,000 years we never fought, we never had an army, anything. We were always the victims, and now we're not the victims anymore. And the world does not like that. The world is not used to the Jews actually protecting ourselves, and that's why they're constantly coming out against us. I don't know if you can see it up there. Right there, there's a balloon. It's up in the air. It's probably got a big camera on it. There's a little bit of quiet that's going on now over the last 40 minutes. And the question is, will this quiet, will this calmness, will it stay? If you're asking me, I hope it doesn't. That doesn't mean I want them to attack me. No, that's not what it means. That means I want Israel to attack them. I want Israel to take charge now. Okay? And the reason I want Israel to take charge is, again, the fact that they stopped firing doesn't mean a thing. Okay? It's ridiculous. It's not the firing that's the problem. It's their ideology. And their ideology is to destroy Israel. Hamas's ideology is to kill Jews, not even Israelis or Zionists. Jews, read their charter. The Islamic Jihad is to kill Jews. This has nothing to do with land. You hear the imams giving classes about the hadiths, which not all Muslims accept, by the way, talking about the end of the days when the rocks and the trees will call and say, there's a Jew behind me, come kill him, come murder them. This is not about land. So the fact that they stopped firing, if you think that that's the reason that we should stop fighting, is absolutely ridiculous. When they finish firing, it means they want to reamp. It means they don't want to get hit too badly by Israel, so they want Israel to stop. And Israel, time and time again, has made the mistake of not going in and not blasting the area out there, not blasting the area when they have a chance to. All right, everyone, I'm signing off right now. Thank God there's calm now, and again, I'm waiting for Israel. Nighttime, I have a feeling that Israel's going to go in and really do some damage to the Hezbollah, to the Islamic Jihad, and to Hamas. I will say, as an Israeli, as a Jew, as a human being, if IDF does not go in and cause tremendous damage to these terrorist platform, these terrorist base, then, with all due respect, the Israeli leaders are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right. This is Ari Fuld reporting from the border of Gaza over the city of Sderot on the Israel Defense page. What I'm asking everyone to do, please, number one, when you finish this video, please like the page and share this out to people so everyone can see it. Please, I'm asking, let's get this information out there. Number two, at the top of the page, there's a website that I started. I will be sending out emails. Please click on the website and sign up, so you'll get my weekly emails and know when the Ari Fuld show will be coming on. Everything about Israel. All right, everyone, I'm signing off. God bless. From the border of Gaza, from the border right over the city of Sderot, right here. From here, I want to send my prayers to the soldiers who have been injured. Let's hope they have a speedy recovery. I want to pray for the soldiers who are on the border right there and protecting Israel. And I want to pray also for the people in Israel to be safe. And I want to ask Kadosh Baruch Hu, I want to ask God to please give us the strength and the courage to make the right decisions and to be able to eradicate those who want to destroy us. And remember one thing, we're not living in fear. We are not living in fear. Those days are over, around 80 years ago. So I'm a very proud Israeli Jewish person. Very proud. And those creeps, terrorists, will not instill in me fear. Signing off, Ari Fuld. Take care. God bless everyone.